Namaste friends, we are back with our next episode of the Bhagavad Gita. We are on verse 14 on chapter 1. So let's start. Tatah shvetair hayar yukte mahati syandane sthitau madhavaha pandavaschaiva divyau shankhau pradhad matuhu. So far what has been happening? Duryodhan was trying to agitate, trying to get his colleagues excited, especially Bhishma Pitama. Everybody was, he was listing all his warriors on his side. They were all blowing conch horns, Shankh Dhvani, at a major, louder, very loud voice, loud sound. And they were all blowing their conch horns, Shankh, in a very seniority level order. So Bhishma would blow his conch horn first and then the rest. Now we come to the Pandava side. Right? So Sanjay is narrating the entire incident to Dhritarashtra. Right? War is about to begin. Duryodhan's side is ready now. Kaurava side is ready. Now the Pandava side. Alright, what is happening in Pandava side? Tatah shvetaihi. Then thereupon, tatah shvetaihi, white, shvet. Shvet, which gives us the word safed from Persian. And then it enters Hindi, safed, and many other Indian languages. So shvet, safed. Shvetaihi. Hayaihi. Hayaihi is horses. It's a unique word. I mean, we don't use it in Hindi or other Indian languages, but this is coming from Sanskrit. Hayaihi. Hayaihi shvetaihi means white horses. Yukte, united, combined, joined. Yukt. Yukt comes from the yuj root, which gives us the word yoga also in Sanskrit. Yoga comes from yuj, to unite, to join, to yoke. The same word here as in past participle becomes an adjective, yukte, which means horses are joined. White horses are joined where? To a chariot. Whose chariot? Let's see. Mahati Syandane Sthitau. Mahati means in the great. Syandane, fast running in the chariot. Syandane, fast running in the chariot. So chariot has these white horses. Sthitau, established, standing, situated. Madhavaha. Pandavaha cha eva. Madhava, Krishna of course. Madhava is derived from the word Madhu. So Krishna apparently is derived from a patriarch called Madhu. Madhu literally simply means honey. But in his dynasty, in his Yadu dynasty, Yadavas that is, they were all descendant from Madhu, right? But there is also a Madhu who is an Asura who is killed by Vishnu. That's a separate Madhu. Here Madhu simply means Madhavaha as descendant of Madhu. Madhu also means honey, Madhava, which means extremely sweet or Madhur. So there is Madhurashtakam by Vallabhacharya. So all those words are, these words can have multiple meanings. So Madhava also means very charming, very sweet. Madhav can also means one who is descendant of Madhu. So here simply is Madhava, Krishna, Pandavaha, cha eva. All the Pandavas, that is son of Pandu, that is Arjuna and Bhishma and Yudhishthira and Nakul and Sahadev. Pandu was the official father of Pandavas, but they were also derived from, as we know, Arjun is son of Indra and Bhima is son of the Vayu, right, wind god, and so on. So Pandu was son of Pandu, so Arjuna and so on. Pandu was the brother of Dhritarashtra and officially the father of the 5 Pandavas. We all know this, right? So Madhava, Pandava, Chaev. So they are also blowing their conch horns, their shankh. But here most interesting, first shankh is blown not by the army general, that is Dhrishtadyumna. In Kaurva side, the first shankh was blown by Bhishma, who is the army general, Senapati. Here, first shankh is blown by Krishna. So that's what the contrast is. Here the dharma, right, the divinity takes the precedence over official army seniority or ranks or whatever, right? Here Krishna will blow the first horn. The Krishna whose chariot horses are white, so that's why we see here white horses. And Krishna in Pandava side, Krishna is blowing his shankh. And so Divyau Shankhau Pradhat Matuhu, right? So Divyau, of course, divine sound. Shankhau, shankh, as I said, conch horns. Pradhat Matuhu means they two blew forth. So Krishna and Arjun, one by one, have blown their shankh just in this verse. So verse 14, once again. Then standing in the great chariot, yoked with white horses, Krishna and Arjun sounded forth their divine conch horns. So that completes verse 14. Now verse 15th. Panchjanyam Rishikeshah Devadattam Dhananjayah Pondram Dadmau Mahashankham Bhim Karma Vrikodaraha. Now, after Krishna and Arjun are blowing their horns here, their shankha, the other Pandavas will also start blowing their shankhas. Right? So, conch horns or shankha. So, Panchjanyam Rishikesha. Rishikesha, who is Rishikesha? Rishikesha means whose hair are bristled or erected, right? So that's Krishna's epithet. Krishna is called as Rishikesh. Rishikesh, of course, is a place near Haridwar in Uttarakhand where there is Ram Jhula, Lakshman Jhula and Ram Jhula, the bridges, ropeway bridges that are in Rishikesh on the river Ganga. That's this place called Rishikesh in Uttarakhand. Right? Panchjanyam. Now, Panchjanyam is the name of Krishna's Shankh, which was taken from the demon Panchjana after Krishna kills him. So Panchjan is killed, but his Shankh is now with Krishna. So Krishna blows his horn, blows his conch horn, that is Shankh. Then Arjun blows. So Arjuna's Shankh is called as Devadattam, God given, God donated or God gifted. That's Arjuna's Shankh's name, Devadattam. Devadatta, so here it becomes accusative, that is karma, kartane. Karta is subject, right? Karm is object. So Devadattam, ma suffix is added to Devadatt, becomes an object or becomes a karm. Kartane, karm ko. So Devadattam Dhananjaya. Dhananjaya is subject here, right? Is nominative. So Dhananjaya is blowing Devadatt. Devadatt is Shankh. Rishikesh, Krishna is blowing Panchjanyam. So that's the name of his Shankh. Arjun's Shankh is Devadatt. Right? Then Pondram is the name of Bhima's Shankh. Bhima has his own Shankh, possibly named for a king of a people in eastern India, thought to be a brother of Krishna. So Krishna's brother apparently lived in eastern India, somewhere in Assam maybe. And people there probably gifted this Shankh to Bhim. And so Bhim is blowing the Shankh called Pondra. Pondra becomes Pondram, so that is Karm, accusative. So that's Bhima's. And then Dadmau, he blew. Maha, great might. Bhim Karmaha Vrikodaraha. Bhim Karma is those whose karmas are terrible. So that's Bhim. So Bhim literally is called here as Vrikodaraha, as if his belly is of a belly of a wolf. That kind of a large belly Bhim has. Bhim had a great appetite, as we know. He eats a lot, and his appetite can be satisfied only when he eats his own mother's food. Until then, he can keep eating, but he won't be satisfied until his mother Kunti feeds him. That's part of a story in the Mahabharata, right? So Vrikodaraha, Udaraha, Lambodaraha, right? Lambodaraha means one whose belly is long, elongated. That is Ganesha, Ganpati, right? Lambodara. Here we have word Vrikodaraha, those whose belly is like a belly of a wolf. So Bhim here is called as Vrikodaraha, right? So that's Bhim is blowing his own horn. So let's complete this 15th verse. Krishna blew his Panchjanya, Arjun blew Devadatta, while Bhima, terrible in action. Bhima is that Bhishan is the word or meaning of the word Bhima, like I said in the previous word. Bhishma and Bhima both means Bhishan. So terrible, that is terrific, terrifying, terrible in action. Blew the great conch horn called Pondra. Pondra may have been gifted by some people living in the eastern part of India, Assam maybe. And so Bhima is blowing his horn, Pondra. So that completes verse 15. Now let's go on to 16th, verse 16th. Anant Vijayam Raja Kunti Putro Yudhishthiraha Nakulaha Sahadevaha Cha Sughosha Mani Pushpakau. So all these people are now blowing their own shankhas or the conch horn. So Yudhishthir's conch horn is Anant Vijaya, infinite, eternal victory. Right? Raja, that is Yudhishthir. Kunti Putra Yudhishthira. Yudhishthir is Kunti Putra, his epithet Kunti Putra. Samas Kunti Putra of Kunti, son of Kunti. Kunti is his mother. So Kunti Putra is a Tatpurush Samas. Kunti Putra have combined together, used with Yudhishthira, means Kunti Putra is an adjective now, which is referring to Yudhishthira. Right? So Yudhishthir, son of Kunti, but Dharma, god of justice and law, God of Dharma basically, eldest of the Pandavas, princes. Right? Nakulaha and Sahadeva. Nakula, one of the twins born to Pandu's second wife, Madri. So Pandu has two wives, right? Kunti and Madri. Kunti has three official sons, that is Bhima, Yudhishthir, and Arjun. One unofficial son, that is Karna. Madri has two sons, Nakul and Sahadev. Right? So Pandu's second wife, Madri, uh, has two sons by one of Ashwin's Pandava prince. The name means color of the mongoose. Nakul means color of the mongoose. So Nakul also refers to mongoose. So in other texts, other Sanskrit texts, the conflict between householders and ascetics is called as is compared with conflict between mongoose and snake. Ahi Nakulavat. Right? So Nakul refers to mongoose. Here simply Nakul is one of the brothers of Pandavas, but Nakul can also, Ahi means is snake. So Ahi and Nakul conflict, that is snake and mongoose conflict, is often compared with the conflict or difference between ascetics and householders. That's just the word. Nakul, very interestingly used in different contexts. All right, then, so Nakul and Sahadev are also blowing their own shankhas, right? So what are those names of the Nakul and Sahadev's shankhas or conch horns? That is Sughoshmani and Pushpakau, right? There was a question in Kaun Banega Karorpati, what is the name of the shankh or the conch horn that Sahadev blows? That's the question. There was a question, one of the questions in Kaun Banega Karorpati. So the answer is Sahadev's shankh is called as Pushpakau, right? And Nakul's conch horn is called as Sughoshmani. So let's complete this verse, that is 16th verse. King Yudhishthir, son of Kunti, blew Anant Vijay. Nakul and Sahadev blew Sughosh and Mani Pushpaka. So Sughosh is the shankh of Nakul, Mani Pushpak is the shankh of Sahadev. All of them are now blowing shankhs, as after Krishna and Arjuna have already blown their own shankh. Alright, then the verse 17th. Now, again, other Pandavas are blowing their own shankhs. So what's the verse here? 17th, verse 17. Kashyascha Parmeshwasaha Shikhandi cha Maharatha Drishtadumnaha Viratascha Satyakihi cha Aparajitaha. So other people here. Kashyaha, king of Kashi. A tribe, and of course Kashi, we know Banaras, Varanasi, where the king of Kashi has joined Pandava's side, right? Param Ishwa, so he is a great warrior, so he is referred as Parameshwasaha, great archer, great warrior, Kashi's king. Shikhandi, of course we know, Shikhandi, who was a female in his previous birth. His entire mission in life is to kill Bhishma, to defeat Bhishma. So Shikhandi, of course, because he is an enemy of Bhishma, Shikhandi joins Pandava side. Right? So Shikhandi is also counted here, listed here. Shikhandi, Pandava warrior born as a girl, miraculously changed to a male, son of Drupad, an eventual killer of Bhishma, who would not fight with a woman. So Bhishma has taken this vow that he cannot fight with a woman. So Shikhandi stays in the front, Arjun stays behind Shikhandi, and together they both kill Bhishma eventually in the war, as we will see later. So Drishtadumna, Shikhandi is listed, yeah. Then Drishtadumna is the son of Drupad, the king, and Drishtadumna is the brother of Draupadi, right? So Drishtadumna is also standing there. Virataha, another emperor, is also standing there. Virata, warrior king of particular district in India, with whom the Pandava princes took refuge during the 13th year of their exile, right? And Satyaki is another colleague of Pandavas, friend of Pandavas. Yuyudhana, son of Satyaka, an ally of the Pandavas. The name is one whose nature is truth. Satyaka, which means nature of truth. Nature itself, whose nature is truth. And Aparajay. So all of these are unconquered. So once again, so if we complete this verse 17th, we have the king of Kashi, supreme archer, Shikhandi, the great warrior, Drishtadumna and Virat, and Satyaki, the invincible. Now let's go on to the 18th verse. Again, listing of the warriors in Pandava's side. Drupadaha, Draupadeyaha, Cha, so that is King Drupad, that is father of Draupadi. Draupadeyaha, children of Draupadi. Draupadi has 5 husbands, as we know. So all the children of those 5 brothers, of those 5 Pandavas, have also joined the battle. So Drupadaha, so their grandfather, Draupadeyaha are children of Draupadi. Drupad is father of Draupadi. So in this one phrase here, Drupadaha, Draupadeyaha, all of them are combined together. So their grandfather and the grandchildren, they're all combined together in Pandava side, of course. Sarvashaha Prithvi Patehe. So all the kinds of different emperors, different kings. Prithvi Pati means kings and emperors of different regions, of different kingdoms of that part of India. Right? And then Saubhadraha cha Mahabahu. Saubhadra is Abhimanyu, another son of Arjun, but whose mother is not Draupadi, whose mother is Subhadra. So because he is derived from Subhadra, he is called as Saubhadra. Saubhadraha. So that is Abhimanyu, Mahabahu, one who is with long arms, large arms, strong arms. Shankhan Dadmuhu Prithak Prithak. Separate, separate, Prithak Prithak, separately. Shankhan, all of them blew their own conch horns, their own Shankhaha. That is, Drupada and the sons of Draupadi, all together, O Lord of the earth, and the strong-armed son of Subhadra blew their conch horns, each his own. So, verse 19 now. Saghosho dhartru rashtranam hridayani vyadarayat nabhascha prithvivim chaiva tumulo vyanuno nadayan. So with this whole tumultuous sound, tumultuous noise, as if the whole earth was shaking. That's what Sanjay is describing to Dhritarashtra. So, this Ghoshas, with this sound, Dhartarashtram, all the sons of Dhritarashtra, Kaurva side. And so Kaurva side, their hearts are now sort of shaking with this sound coming from Pandava side. Right? Their hearts are shaking. Right? Vidarayat, which means their hearts are as if bursting with this sound. Nabha Prithvi, sky is also bursting. Prithvi, earth is also bursting. And Tumulo, again, tumultuous sound. And Venunanadayan, which means causing to make resonant, causing to thunderstorm, as if thundering noise coming from Pandava side is being felt in the Kaurva side. Also, the noise burst asunder the hearts of the sons of Dhritarashtra, and the tumult caused the sky and the earth to resound. So, that completes now all these blowing of different shankhas, different conch horns, listing of all the major warriors on both sides. So, all of this has happened. Now, in the next verse, we will see Arjun finally asking Krishna to take his chariot in the middle of the both sides, and then actual Bhagavad Gita's setting is going to happen, and then Gita's wisdom, Krishna's wisdom is going to come to us. So from verse 20 of chapter 1st, we will slowly get focus on the two major characters of Bhagavad Gita, that is Krishna and Arjun. But this completes this episode, verse 19th, and until next time, Namaskar.